Qué café que está bueno. No sé si es porque es el primer vaso del día, pero oh my God. Gracias, papá Dios, por este café. Okay.
Thank you, Lord.
Because I'm a coffee lover.
A coffee what?
Lover.
Coffee what?
Lover. Where my coffee lovers at? ¿Quién inventó el café?
Google it.
Huh.
What are you drinking?
Café Marsh.
Y yo, mamá Juana Marsh.
Él está en otra frecuencia que yo.
Estamos en diferentes frecuencias.
Sí. Por eso que tú estás más agresivo y quieres pelear hoy conmigo. Tú siempre quieres estar peleando conmigo.
No
pero
empieces.
no te lo voy a permitir.
Está empezando. No empiece conmigo, que estoy relax.
No te lo voy a permitir.
Ah, okay.
Tenemos que hacer un episodio en español.
We're Spanglish content over here.
If you don't know English, learn English. If you don't know Spanish, learn Spanish. He's going to take this out, but whatever.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If we were to switch places and you was the older sibling and I was the younger sibling.
Yo no te jodía tanto.
¿No me jodiera tanto?
No te jodiera tanto.
¿Y cuándo yo te jodo a ti? I'm serious.
The proof is recorded. Everybody could see.
Listen, man. Let me tell you something. There's some cracks in the ceiling here. I don't like this. Anyway.
Cuidado, no me asuste.
Tú no estás viendo. Mira, the whole shit is about to collapse.
Yo, don't say that, God.
Que Dios libre a uno y es relajando.
Pero este muchacho, tú ves que le gusta joderme mucho.
I look good, espérate, ese bebé, ese tigre tan bello. Estoy casado. Hello.
Clarifica.
Hay que clarificar inmediatamente. Estoy casado. ¿Ok? Tranquilo. Casado.
Comadre, come get your man. He acting a fool.
I'm in my area. I'm in my space.
Ah.
All right?
Your safe space.
I'm in my man cave.
Cristo te ama.
Déjame tranquilo, que yo estoy bien tranquilo.
You in my space.
¿Oíste?
Ahí fue que tú la conociste. Bueno.
Yeah, ahí fue. Bueno.
No que se conocieron, pero tú sabes.
Tú sabes, ahí fue que le metí la labia.
Que tú empezaste con la muela.
Ahí fue que yo me quité 3 muelas y se la tiré. Anyway, listen, let's get it started, all right?
Yeah.
All right. First thing I always like to do is give thank you to the YouTubers, the TikTokers, the Instagrammers, and the listeners all across the world. Thank you so much for joining in, tuning in, and being a part of the growth of the podcast. Today, I have the lovely Natalie Santana in the building again.
Hey.
Round of applause. Pero no para que tú te lo des tú misma.
Claro, more. Porque yo no puedo aplaudirme yo misma.
All right.
Oh.
Listen, today we're going to discuss the power of the mind. You know, anxiety, blockage, limitations, fears, depression. We're just going to dive in. Talk to me.
The power of our minds. I could talk based on experience,
and
right?
Of course.
Well, that's what we're talking about based on our experience.
It's based on experience. But what brought you to this topic is you brought it up. You said, you know what? We should talk about this. What inspired you to talk about this subject?
Just the year I had. This year, the experiences I had this year, the lessons I learned, the challenges I had. I learned so much of the power of our minds, how we are our biggest enemy. We limit ourselves so much. We put ourselves in this box. And it's like, we don't even notice, right? We put ourselves in this box and you think you never could get out of this box. Why? You think about fear, the risk, the unknown and all that. And it's all really in your mind. I feel like once you step out, and I was able this year to step out of this box that I was in for so many years. And once I stepped out, it was like so liberating. Like, oh my God, it was just me this whole time. That's limiting myself. Like, why? It was so much fear. And it's crazy. Once you step out, you look in and you're like, you look at it and it was like, well, it was nothing. It was nothing really. It was just me all this time.
What got you to that point in the first place? You said last year a lot happened, right?
Yes.
And we're going to talk about from both parts and our experiences last year. But what really happened that put you in that space?
Like in the box?
In the box. Of all
like
those
I
things.
said, so many years of limiting myself. like it's what you tell yourself, right? What you think of yourself, what you tell yourself, what you tell your mind, right? It's so powerful. Like what you tell, like you're not able to do this. Like you're not capable of doing this. You're not capable of reaching these levels. You're not capable of so much. But why not?
Why not?
Why not? You are capable of so many things. Like the things that you think are so far away or so unreachable.
Or unattainable, right?
Yeah, it's no limit. Why if it happens to other people, why can't it happen for you?
You know what's crazy? Like a lot of times people feel that, because I'm pretty sure throughout the years, because you mentioned years, this wasn't just like last year. It was
No.
all leading up to last year where you had that breakage of, oh my God, I'm doing this to myself. Let me step out of here and grow, right? But throughout the years, and this goes for both of us, I'm pretty sure, there were a lot of people giving us advice and a lot of conversations we had
Yes.
on and off the mic with different guests coming here after our conversation. We had a truly inspiring conversation at that point after the podcast was recorded, where we are like seeing the jewels being thrown and the key details of what we need to do. But it's true. It's until you see it for yourself that you step out of the box. You step out of that fear zone. Because in all those conversations, what I'm getting to is there were many advice, a lot of advice given. And that puts me in a predicament because when I start to think about all the advice that I've given one person or a couple of people, that sometimes we feel exhausted just giving advice to people that they're not taking. You start to, when you step out of the box yourself, you start giving grace for those who never accepted that advice that you've given them.
And I just feel like when you go through that, you feel like then you understand that person wasn't ready to receive that advice at that time. Like their mental capacity
Right.
wasn't ready to receive that information for them to understand and be able to like
Step out of their bubble.
yeah, exactly. Because until you're fully ready yourself, because it all comes back to you.
It all, yeah.
If you're ready to make that next step, then you're gonna do it, regardless of the advice you're hearing. Because many people are gonna, talk to you, advise you, try to guide you. Until you're not ready yourself, it's not gonna happen.
You know what I've learned though throughout about this conversation specifically about fear and you putting yourself in a box, that for the people closest to you, you should give less advice to.
Why?
However, hear me out here. I'm going to get into two different spaces here in this conversation. You should really limit yourself from giving advice to those close to you many times, meaning you could give it to them once, maybe twice, but don't overdo it because at that point, it's taking too much energy from you to really get this person to understand their full potential when they're not understanding it themselves, right? But at the same time, it's like they needed to hear it anyway, even if it's not translating at that moment.
True.
Because there's a lot of advice that I've received that it was probably years ago. That now is that I'm catching those jewels and I'm like, wow, this has been said before.
True.
And I remember that conversation from said person when they told me this. But you ever ran into a person like that? What I'm getting to about the person that you know dearly that's closer to you to step away from them. What I mean by that is, you ever had a situation where somebody says something to the person that you've been advising and they finally get it?
Hates them, yeah.
And you feel like, I've been telling you this all along. It's not for you to say.
Because sometimes it's not the message also. It's also the...
It's also about the messages. Some people feel that, you may not be the right person to give them advice at that moment because of all the shit they've seen you go through. So, because a lot of times we speak arrogantly, and I'm including myself. We speak arrogantly thinking that we know what's best for another person.
Yes.
When the person's seen all our flaws and all our failures.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. Well, who are you to advise me? Look at you.
Right.
You should follow your own advice.
Right. That's what I'm getting to. A lot of this, and it goes back to you stepping out of your box and your bubble and finally seeing what it is for you and what the future could look like for you without fear, is because you got to do the work yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, you have to do the work yourself. And granted, there's been many people that I've given advice to, or they've given advice to me, and none of us are catching it at the moment for X reason, whatever it is, right? But it's until you see it for yourself that you jump out and do it for yourself.
Yes. Exactly.
And then at that point, you become unstoppable, because now you know that moving forward, you're not going to let fear get into your mind to that point, or you're not going to let fear transform your lifestyle. You're not going to let, doubt and just an off-putting mindset. Like, you're not going to let anything tear you down, because you've already been to through said experience. Yeah.
So also going back to where you said, like, what made me see the box and say how this past year, it's also like you said, when people from our past, because you said it took years to build up, right? I said that. It's also people advising you, but it was projecting their fears on you. Right? So that also, I feel like, played a part in my limitations for myself. Because people were like, well, don't do that, because then this could happen. Or this is safe. Keep it safe. Or projecting their fears and onto you. But that's their life, their journey, or probably an experience that they had, and it went the wrong way. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen for you too. So that's also something that, like, we need to be mindful of our circle, because it makes a huge impact in our lives, like who we keep around, right? Because this person next to you, instead of pushing you, go for it. Take the risk. You don't know what's on the other side. Because at the end of the day, like, we really don't think about it. We do have just one life to live.
I was going to get to that. Yeah.
So why not take the risk?
We have a lot of us, including myself, we forget to realize that we only do this once. We only have one shot to truly make the difference that we want to make here on this earth. And a lot of us fail to understand that we have that one opportunity to shift things. And we let the fear, we let the circumstance, we let the situation determine our outcome. And unfortunately, there's a lot of, we had a conversation in one of the podcasts where you was producing. And after the podcast, I'm not going to say who, but after the podcast, we had a conversation, and the person told us, imagine you going to heaven. You died. You're going to heaven, and you're meeting with God face to face. And he tells you, I gave you so many clear signs of your full potential, and you never took advantage of it, not once, because you let fear interject with what I had for you. You let fear take over at that moment. And truly, God did not give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power, of love,
faith, right?
Faith.
Confidence in it, in ourselves.
He never gave us a spirit of fear.
That's not from him, no.
Fear is a concept that we've created here on earth.
All the fears or the anxiety.
We
doubt.
created our own mindset revolving around every fear that, I want to say it's a comfortability clause that we've utilized. It's like a comfortability blanket. Oh, I'm fearful, so I'm not going to try because I'm fearful. So when we realize that and I know a lot of us reach this point in certain different time frames in our life, but when we truly realize that we only get to do this once, you got to get on your A game and go for what you're here for. That's it.
Also, like, procrastination and avoidance is also a sign of fear. It comes from fear, right? We avoid. You have to make this step. You got to take this next step or make this decision. And you keep dreading it and avoiding and dragging it, right?
Right.
But this is what you have to do to go to the next level, right?
Right.
But it's all based on fear.
So would you say that, speaking about fears, procrastination, speaking about
Avoidance.
avoidance and all that. Would you say that advice is overrated?
No, I don't think, because I know you just said like you feel like it's a waste of time, basically.
It's
But
not a waste of
not.
time. It's not a waste of time.
Yeah.
If somebody says it to me or I say it to somebody, even if in that moment you're not ready to capture the details or I'm not ready to receive that information as pure as it is, it needs to be said. So it could be in your mind somewhere and it could play a part in you transforming your life at some point. I'm not saying that everybody is a great advice giver, but there's certain key people in your life that you truly listen to, right? And unfortunately, the older you get, that circle gets smaller and smaller, but it's for a reason. People are put in position to be next to you for certain seasons in your life
Yeah.
for a certain
I don't think,
reason.
you're not meant to be with the same, like I said it before.
Right.
With the same people, let's say
Right.
you grew up with throughout your life, through your journey, because everybody goes through their ups and downs,
Right.
different journeys, different paths. And God is putting the right people,
Right.
the key players, basically, around you in your life to guide you, to carry you. I like to say, like, it's like our angels on earth
Okay.
that God sends us to guide us, to help us, to push us, to, like you said, God gives us all these tools too to use. And like speaking about God, this past year also, I feel like my relationship with him has gotten even stronger. I feel like it always been strong. Like I've always had a relationship with God, but now more than ever. And I do believe like we go through our challenges and our difficulties to get closer to him in a way. Because at the end of the day, he wants to show you that he's all you truly need.
100%.
At the end of the day, he is on, and he's always going to be there with you. You're never going to be alone. Like when you feel in the darkest or the loneliest stage or
Right.
journey of your life, whatever, he always shows you a way, that he always show you one way or another that he's been there all along.
In the darkest times of my life, he's been truly the closest to me. And honestly, this past year, it was tough on me too, as you already know. I've never had such an emotional year, just like last year, as much as last year was for me. And within those emotions and confusion and tiredness and struggles, because it wasn't just one thing. It was like one thing after the other. And it was like a test. Every single one to see how much faith I had in God or how much I truly trusted him with things.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, when you let go and let God and you put things into God's hands, you will come out victorious. And like I said, I haven't cried as much as I've cried last year, but it was all for a reason. Looking back at it now, my relationship with him is also at its strongest, and it will never be less than that again, because I've also had a relationship with God throughout the years since we were kids, But man, I did not know that with all the struggles and with all the pain and the tears and the giving up,
Letting go of control.
and that's the most fearful one right there.
Yeah.
Just letting go of everything you have and finally releasing and letting him take control. I did not know until last year how powerful that was. And with all the conversations I've had with him, I'm talking about in tears,
Yep.
on my knees,
Yes.
just praying through things without seeing the light anywhere. Just having that confidence and even those conversations with him have lifted all my limitations, have lifted all my struggles. And I'm not saying everything is fine,
No, yes.
but I'm saying that everything is better because of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's with you, you could get through anything.
Yeah.
He will not let you fall. He will not let you fail. He will always catch you.
I think this conversation about fear and the power of the mind and
Yeah.
procrastination and struggles and depression and anxiety and everything it's mostly based on, us knowing that the world has lost touch with God. We as a whole, as a society, when we look at things play out in the world currently today, you could see that there's an enemy and he's out there and he's not playing no games. But guess what? God is not playing either.
Nope.
And God will win.
And that's why it's so important that we teach our children, right? This is so important.
That's the key.
To have God in our house, to teach them about him. Because I know when we were little, we would go to church. Every Sunday we would go to church. But it's not the same. Like we little going to church every Sunday sitting there. We're not really, we're getting used to the routine of going to church.
Right.
Hearing the word and all that, but we're not really retaining, or we don't even have a relationship with God when we're that young.
No, but you know what? That set the foundation.
But
that definitely set the foundation for us to know that we could go back to him.
Yeah.
Whenever there's worry, whenever there's fear, whenever there's anxiety, we could go right back to him as adults. And that's the foundation that we need to set upon our kids.
Yeah.
Because our kids need to know about the church, about God, about just the word itself, the Bible, whatever it is.
Exactly.
But they need to see the foundation being built.
Yeah, of course.
Because at some point they will go back to him.
Yes. And it's so necessary, especially now more than ever, right? With everything we're seeing, everything we're hearing, it's so important to have God in the center of our homes, our families, right? Even now with the mental health crisis, right? Our children are suffering from anxiety, depression, all these things. And when you teach them about God, that will help them so much understand that at the end of the day, he's going to help you get through anything. Any fear you're going through, he is there. You could pray to him. You could talk to him. He's going to help you get through it, right? Because they say when you have depression, you're constantly like, I don't know if it's, you're constantly dealing with the past, thinking about the past, anxieties, thinking about the future, and in the Bible, it does say, worry about today.
Right.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Just worry about today. So he truly wants you to take it one day at a time.
What I will tell you though, in us teaching our kids about, power of the mind, God, everything,
faith,
right?
Yeah.
With faith, when we're teaching our kids, we got to be very careful because God is good, right? But he's also a great lesson teacher, right? He will teach you the lesson. You ever seen those couples, for example, that or everyone knows, skip everybody, skip us, skip everybody. They know that they're not supposed to be together. They know that they're not right for each other, but they just continue moving forward, or even friendships, or even like whatever the case may be. They continue to go down that path, and the more you could, because we have the willpower to decide what's right and what's wrong for us as we maneuver through life, right?
Yeah.
But as you keep going down that path, worse things keep happening in the relationship, whatever relationship that may be, that the final breakage of that relationship is going to have irreparable damages to you and that person, because you weren't meant to be together from the beginning.
Yeah,
but you wanted to like force this relationship.
Yeah, you wanted to control.
And that's the thing that we need to be careful in teaching our kids, because when we say God is good and God will help you, yes, but he will also teach you via the lessons of life what to do and what not to do, because God is great, but we also have to know and let our kids know that if you are not in tune with your spiritual discernment, there will be some consequences.
Absolutely. He talks about discipline, and also about parents disciplining their children. Like, that's a form of love too. If you love your children, you want to guide them and tell them when you're right, where you're wrong, what to do, what not to do. this is constant, like you said, consequences when you do something wrong. The same thing is with God. When we do something wrong, like he wants us to learn these lessons, but he wants us to become better, right?
Right.
He wants the best for us because he's our father.
You know, I saw this just to lighten up the conversation a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw this reel the other day about this person running through the woods, right? They were running at full speed through the woods. And on the caption on the top of the reel, it said, 2026, me running because God is looking for his strongest
Oh yeah,
soldiers.
I saw that.
Yo,
I
that
saw a
was
similar
insane.
video.
That
Yeah,
was
like
insane. Like,
please,
I'm not
take
trying
me
to
out of that list, please. I need a break. 20.
because
I definitely
because
do.
I'm gonna be honest with you, the
please.
stronger you are, the stronger the challenges become.
Yeah.
So
Or like, be careful what you ask for, because you be asking God for patience, right? God, give me patience, give
will
me patience. He's like, oh, you want more patience? I'm gonna give you more challenges
that
for you
require you to have
to
patience.
be more patient. I'm like, you know what? I need to be very careful what I ask God for. I'm not asking for no more patience. I'm not asking for not. I want peace, happiness, calmness.
Listen, like the last year was so tough for me, man. It was incredibly emotional, but through it all, I mean, my faith was tested, and listen, it was just a matter of letting go and letting him take full control. At the same time, there's nothing, you know what I've learned through all my emotional, stressful, I'm talking about, I was on the floor last year, spiritually.
Yeah.
And what I've learned the most out of the entire year is that there's nothing like the peace that comes from God into your home. There's
Even through
nothing,
the storm.
there's nothing compared to that. It could be we could be in the middle of a storm in any situation. But if you're in tuned and like deep inside, you feel that peace that's only given by him.
Is only given by him, because in the storm, going through the storm, he gives you this like peace, like he says,
clarity.
even through the storm, like you having contentment through it, even though you're going through it, is you trusting him
And of course,
having faith in him.
of course, this is us going through our life storms, because
Yeah.
everybody's going through their own storms. Just to, I just want to broaden up the conversation. It's not only about us. Everybody's going through it. Everybody's going through challenges. Everybody's going through their fears, self-sabotaging, anxieties. They have limitations that they're putting upon themselves. But, just to be respectful, everyone is going through it. Everyone has to connect with the Lord. And in the least expected way, you're going to find relief. Yeah. That's what I'll put it. I'll leave it there. In the least, it doesn't mean that, I need money, give me money, and money's going to just appear. Or I need whatever it is.
Like
and
material
it's just,
things.
it doesn't involve material at all.
You could have all the material stuff and you've seen it with other people's stories, right? They could have it all, but they feel empty inside. So it doesn't come down to having everything material or everything you ever wanted, or for your life to be perfect and you be happy in every area. He is the only one that will fill you up. There's nothing that could fill you up like him.
I'll tell you this, just to end the podcast on a high note. I started praying over the podcast, right? Every morning I come in here into this space, I get on my knees and I place this space into the Lord's hands.
I love that.
And I speak to him, because there's no real right way to speak to the Lord. You're just going to speak, right? I speak to him, let him know, God, I know what I'm going through right now, but I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for this beautiful space that's been created, because you've given me the vision to do so. And I just want to follow in your footsteps. I just want to follow wherever you guide me to. Guide my steps, guide my conversations, guide everything involving this project. And I hope that I'm living in accordance to your will. I hope this project here, this podcast, this situation, that whatever it may become, it doesn't matter as long as I'm following you. That's all that
Your
matters.
plan for me. Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
every time I get like these goosebumps, and it's like goosebumps, and I'm excited because I woke up, I give thanks to God, and first of all, I pray as soon as I wake up, and then I come here in the mornings to work out and pray again. But it always gives me goosebumps because I'm excited to speak to him
Yeah.
and just let him know, listen, I know I said it again. I know I said it before. I know I said it the day before, but I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
I wanted to just let you know that this, what I'm working with here, all of it, I'm placing it in your hands.
Amen.
And that's that. And it makes me feel good, man. It makes me feel good that I started to do that too, because, it's important for me because of that conversation that we had after a podcast, that we had that conversation with that guy that said, imagine when you die, you go to God.
Absolutely.
I wanted to make sure that I check this one off before I get to him and let him know, God, I may have not done everything, but I try to be the best parent I could be. I try to be the best husband I could be. And I know that this project, before anything, I placed it in your hands as well. That's it.
Yeah. Amen.
Listen, we got deep. I mean, I know we're talking, again, we're not experts. We're just talking based on our conversations here, based on our story, based on where the world is. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of, self-sabotaging. There's a lot of blockage out there. Just wanted to make sure that you guys don't limit yourselves, that you guys know your enemy and battle it with prayer as well. This conversation with my beautiful sister, Natalie, I appreciate you always. These conversations are ongoing. We're always going to bring them up, and, we're going to have a good time here talking in the podcast. I just want to make sure everyone out there, we're going to follow through. We're going to stay quiet. We're going to maneuver with God. We're going to place everything, I'm talking about every single aspect of our lives, into the hands of God. And we're going to always pray over it and let it be whatever it becomes, because we're going in accordance to his will. All right, Natalie, thank you for joining me, man.
Thank you. Also, don't forget to always have a grateful heart. Gratitude is everything. Always show your gratitude to God, because you can't bless you with more if you're not grateful for what you have now.
Oof.
Okay, so always have a grateful heart. We are so blessed. More than we know. So
we're going to end it there, guys. You guys have a great one. Thank you for joining the podcast. As always, audio, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. If you're new here, we hope you stay here. We hope you enjoy these conversations. Love you all. Thank you for allowing us to grow with you. Peace. To the next one.